In this video, we're going to be deep diving into my Hyrox program that I've been running for the last couple of weeks and what I'll continue to run going into London, May 2025. So if you're new here, I'm Lewis Neal, also known as the Hybrid Dad, and I help people run like a runner, look like a lifter inside of the Hybrid Project through simple nutrition and hybrid training. So this video, I want to break down my specific split, but not only the split, every individual session. I'm also going to walk you through why I've chose what I've chose that you can implement into your own program, give you a little bit of an overview of why I'm doing it, whether you want to build out your program, want to take inspiration, or you just enjoy understanding the programming side of things as well. So first and foremost, I'm going to bring you over to my screen, and this is where I use a software that I use with all my clients. I've actually programmed for myself on here as well. As you can see, the last week I've been running the same program. Off the back of the marathon prep, if you followed the channel before, I did a massive block at marathon, Barcelona Marathon, where I ran a 33-minute personal best, and that was 20 weeks of pure graft. So it took me a couple of weeks of transitioning out of that to manage fatigue, get recovery in there, take a little bit of a deload before I started this, which only really gave me like 5 weeks, 4 weeks in a taper before Hyrox London. So this is the thing with Hyrox as well, is that it's not just a case of like focus on Hyrox to get better at Hyrox. It's mixing these disciplines of like running, strength training, and then I call it conditioning, which is like, you know, your eggs, your wall balls, your specifics with Hyrox. So I've already built a solid base with the running, obviously due to the marathon prep. So now it's a case of just getting used to the Hyrox movements and working on the weaknesses, along with still holding on to that fitness that I've built and keeping all the muscle tissue as well. So one of the things with my programming specifically is that I still want to focus on physique right now. A lot of people be like, you know, sacrifice physique for Hyrox or whatever. Me right now, I want to look good, I want to feel good, and I want to perform well. And I don't care if that, I don't want to drop one of them things basically. So I'm not going to go full Hyrox mode and lose all of my strength stuff because I enjoy that style of training. For me, hybrid training is not just Hyrox. Actually, Hyrox is not, I'm not super enjoying it at the minute, and that's me being totally honest. So right now, I'm going to walk you through the specific program that I'm going to be running from this week. So you'll see that I've ticked off a session already, which is Tuesday, which is the Hyrox specific session. That's because on a Tuesday, I like to go to a class. We mates go to a class. Me and Abby have a bit of a date night in the gym and go to the class. And that's a Hyrox specific class. So in there, we do partner workouts, we do AMRAPs, we do running, we do stations. So it mimics like the Hyrox specific session, where that's the only session of the week where it'll be just purely Hyrox focused, which I'll walk you through in a second. This week's a little bit different as well. I will have to probably drop one of these sessions just because on Saturday we have a Hyrox simulation. So good point to make right now is that a lot of people just do a lot of Hyrox simulations and expect that that's going to improve their Hyrox time. It's not. It's going to put you into the floor. But this is the first time that me and Ben, my Hyrox partner, are going to be doing a sim. The last time that we trained or did a Hyrox together was Birmingham 2024. So was that like October time? And we haven't trained since then. And we haven't done any Hyrox together since then. So this simulations are literally allows us to walk us through each station, figure out what we need to focus on, what our weaknesses are, what we need to improve on in the next few weeks going into London, so that we're not just turning up on a day and hoping, basically. So that's this weekend. So my program might need to be adjusted ever so slightly. So we're going to be breaking it down into three parts, basically. We've got full body and conditioning. And I said what conditioning means Hyrox specific movements. We've got 2 runs in there, and then we've got a Hyrox specific session once a week. So as I said, the class is usually going to be the case most of the time. This week, I'll have to drop one of the full body sessions because I'm going to the class and I'm doing the sim. But session 1 is, again, this is my caveat to things as well, is that, as I said, I like bodybuilding still. I still want to focus on physique. So yes, these movements are going to benefit Hyrox, but a part of this program is still focusing on physique with the Hyrox in there as well. So you might be thinking like, why are you doing Viking press or whatever, or that doesn't transfer over to wall balls, or it does. It's not the angle that I'm coming at. For me, I'm breaking the sessions up into physique focused, yes, full body, maintaining muscle tissue, getting stronger still, and in the back end of the session is going to be Hyrox focused. So Viking press in there, big shoulder press. I don't like barbell overhead press. It just doesn't feel comfortable at all for my wrists, for my shoulders, for my back. So a Viking press, we are lucky to have one in the gym, which is basically a machine version. Just feels a lot more comfortable for me. I can load it in ice set as well. So we're going to start with one of them. Dumbbell RDL, again, we could do deadlift, we could do barbell RDL, but for time and for, again, comfortability, is that a word? Dumbbell RDL suits me best. That's one of the other things as well. So one of these programs, for me and my clients especially, when we're busy, we're running businesses, we've got these things on, we have a life outside of fitness. My sessions don't want to be any longer than 60 minutes, preferably. So that's why, like, I'm taking setup into account. Dumbbell RDL, I can grab off the rack as opposed to setting up a bar and, you know, going through all that faff as well. It's just about being efficient with things. And also you'll notice that a lot of the stuff that I do is machine based. And that's the same reason. Easy to set up, feels comfortable, get a good squeeze. And it's just taking that into account. You don't need to back squat, you don't need to deadlift, you don't need to do any of that in order to progress in training or to strength train. Just because it's deemed, like, you know, normal to do that as you big lifts, big compounds. So we've got chest press in there, incline. Again, just to get a little bit of front delt in there as well. 3 sets, 6 to 8 reps, 6 to 10 reps. You'll notice that my rep range is quite low as well. And the reason for that is the big one is just because I'm enjoying it at the moment. I've done it a lot of time at higher rep stuff, so 10 to 15 reps. And I'm just not enjoying it at the minute. 6 to 8 reps, I focus on getting in there, good work, good intensity, and yes, it's going to transfer to overall strength as well. So we've got a chest press in there, we've got a lat pull down machine, which is a great machine in the gym. I prefer that over the standard cable lat pull down or anything similar. That's a mistake, there's something to be there, I'll delete that. And then cable crunch seated on a lat pull down machine, which is a great exercise, by the way, a great variation of cable crunch. If you've never tried it, highly recommend it. Just feels more natural, more comfortable. And we're going to do AMRAP on that because abs are life. And in the back end of the session, we've got 5 sets of Hyrox specific. So we've got farmer's carry into run, wall ball into run. And this is just a good way of, like, developing, you know, capacity. You could call it compromised legs, station, then run, station, then run. I will put a little bit of rest in between each set as well, because I'm not too concerned about going continuously on the back of this one. And I'll be running the 400 meters probably faster than Hyrox pace, which would be around under 4 minute 30 per K, preferably more towards 4:10, 4:15, something like that. The first running of the week, so we're going to break it down into 2 runs, as I said. First run's going to be an interval / speed work. So in this one, it's 1200 meter repeats at 5k effort, which is around 4 minute K, with rest in between, with a nice little warm up and possibly a little cool down as well. Just depends. And then on the weekend, we're going to be doing a nice, easy, steady state run, which we'll come to in a second. So I said the speed work is good to break it up and focus predominantly on that work. 5k effort is great for Hyrox. You know, 1.2k, it means that we're going further than the individual Hyrox distances, so we're getting used to spending that time. But again, there will be points in this prep where, you know, I might do that's a mile repeat. Again, gets a little bit longer, and then we've got 12,500s for a little bit faster as well. So we're just bouncing between distances and paces with that speed work, but the steady state stuff will stay relatively the same intensity, basically. Another full body, basically big bench press, reverse lunge, because again, reverse lunges are great. Unilateral stuff is great, especially when it comes to legs, with both running and with Hyrox, because obviously lunges are a big part of it. But you know, reverse lunge is less knee focused or quad focused, more glute focused, which in my term it helps with sleds, it helps with everything else as well, in my opinion. Double lateral raise, because best in a press, you grow your shoulders. It's all about having big delts, big biceps, and running fast. That's the whole point of run like a runner, look like a lifter. So we're keeping them in there. Chest supported row, just because easy to set up, feels amazing, better than a barbell bent over row in this phase right now. And then cable fly, because at the minute it just feels good. And look at the state of my hair in 2020. Wow, that's a long time ago. So yeah, cable fly just feels really, really good compared to like a pec deck at the minute as well. So that's why we've kept that in there. And then the back end of the session is erg focused. So we've got 3 lots of 6 minutes, 2 minutes on a rower at a Hyrox pace, 60-second rest, 2 minutes on a ski, Hyrox pace, 60-second rest, and then the same on the bike as well. So I think my paces for these are around 140 to 150 per 500 meter, something around there, if I remember rightly. And that's in my opinion, like the ski and the row should be the easy stations. And what I mean by easy is that they should be the stations that you're using to ease into it with the ski. People go way too fast on a ski and then you get overtook towards the back end of the race. I've done that plenty of times with people. And the rower is off the back of a heavy sled and burpee. So the rower for me is about getting that recovery back, ready for the back end, which is my strong point, which is lunges, farmers carries, wall balls, and running. So that's my rest, basically. And Ben's exactly the same. So it's about being strategic with that. So that's why that pace could be faster, yes, but what's the point to save 10 seconds here and there when I could save 20, 30 seconds per run? That's how you got to think about it as well. And then the last full body, which is something which I'll probably drop out because of the sim, is leg press, so a little bit more quad focused, lat pull down, bodyweight dip, just because I think they're great. And again, I think, you know, shoulders, triceps, etc. are going to transfer over to ski. You can think of it like that, but that's not the reason why I'm doing it. Chin up, because I do want to get stronger at chin ups. You know, being 95 kg, I want to be able to do more of them. So I think I'm doing around 10 on one set, and it drops down to like 6 by the third set. But I'll be unwrapping these chin ups. Split squats, again, unilateral, again, a little bit more quad focus with more weight over the front leg, a little bit different than reverse lunge, just a nice little variation of that. And then hanging leg raise, again, getting the abs involved. And again, to be fair, like, you know, abs can be look like for vanity, you know, want to look good with abs, etc. But they could also be used here for, like, if you ever use a ski erg, your abs go first, usually, or mine do. I really feel it in my abs when I do a ski erg because I'm pulling through my stomach. So it will help with a little bit of capacity in some way. And in the back end of the session, we've got sled focused. So sled push, 20 meters into 10 calorie ski, and then the same on sled pull and ski erg as well. So nice and easy, sled focused. And then the last session of the week, which is a long run. It's not as long as the marathon prep, I'll tell you that. But it's just time on feet. So I think we started around 40 minutes and then we built up to, like, you know, 70, 80 minutes maximum. What you're trying to do here is just spend time on feet at that low heart rate zone, around zone 2, and also trying to mimic the amount of time that you're going to be doing the Hyrox. So, you know, me and Ben are aiming for sub 60, which we've had 106, 102, 104 we've had as well. So we're going for one hour next, which will be hopefully that perfect progression. So 60 to 70 minutes is the max, you know, that I want to be really training for. This one's like 70 minutes. And then after this, it might go a little bit more speed worky if I feel like it, but there's no expectation on that. This is just getting out, getting time on feet, and just keeping that aerobic base there, basically. So that's how the full week looks. As I said, just a little bit of an overview. 3 full bodies with conditioning, 2 runs, and then a Hyrox specific session / class. I said for this week, I'll probably drop one of the 4 bodies. I don't know which one yet. I'll probably have a little bit of a rest there on the Friday, maybe active recovery, and then obviously we've got the Hyrox sim on the Saturday this week as well. So the next question off the back of that is, how do you progress it? So as I said, with this one, we're going to be increasing capacity over time. So with the lifting part of the segment, I'm going to be focused on getting stronger, not massively, but marginally over the next few weeks, you know, a little bit of weight here and there, or work up to the top of the rep range, or, you know, whatever comes first. With the conditioning, we'll just add a little bit more over time. So we'll just add a little bit more capacity. So if that's taking 20 minutes, we might add in like a 6th set, or it might build up to like 25 minutes. And then what we're gradually doing over the next 3 weeks, especially before we taper, is building up to like 80 minutes of work, which, as I said, more than what it will take to do Hyrox. So for example, one of the Hyrox specific sessions is quite a long session. So we're trying to do 60 to 70 minutes of total work just to mimic Hyrox as well. So that's the only real progression that we'll be making, is that. Some sessions get a little bit longer, some get a little bit of progression, but naturally what will happen is I'll improve session by session and I'll increase the intensity automatically due to lifting more or doing more over time, pushing the reps, or, you know, the runs a little bit more inside of the sessions as well. Just generally doing more over the next 3 weeks. But as I said, like, my view on Hyrox right now is that I'm not too concerned about being the best Hyroxer in the world. Sub 60 has always been my goal, and I want to break that this time round. Like, that's it. And I'm not too concerned. As I said, I'd rather balance all 3, running, Hyrox, lifting, and enjoy all 3 at the same time as well. Because realistically, when I was doing the marathon prep, which can sometimes be the case, is that, you know, I was so focused on running. I was running 40 days a week that my lifting took a little bit of a backseat, and I didn't really enjoy that because I like having a mixture of both. So that's why I'll never put the label of it of I am a Hyrox coach or I am a Hyroxer or I do Hyrox, because I do everything. And that's what the hybrid project's all about. And running like a runner and looking like a lifter is all about as well, which is what I stand for. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see what we do in London, to be honest, and go from there with it. But yeah, I'm trying to think of any other questions that people might have. If you have any questions, pop it in the comment section. Also, message me on Instagram at hybriddad_, and I'll be happy to answer them questions. But as I said, if you like that, drop it a like, drop it a comment. If you have any questions, you know what to do. And yeah, if you like this video, drop it a like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more content like this coming soon. So yeah, what have you been up to this week? Have a great week, and I'll catch you soon.